Today is a beautiful day for science. Currently, we're looking at angstrom, 304 angstroms on the SDO satellite imagery, and we see that there's a solar flare that occurred at 3051, region 3051, or 3050, apologies, region 3050, and the first M class did not have a CME. The second one did, but it is going westward. It does not appear. I hear myself. There we go. And we also can see here that we have a filament eruption and a prominence eruption side by side. The filament, or the prominence rather, goes first, and then a filament follows suit in that large blue circle. And we can see that spread from that eruption, and then we can see the scarring tissue, as it were, on the surface of the sun where that happened. And taking a closer look at 171 angstroms, we'll be able to see a little more clearly that eruption as it takes place and how it impacts the surface. And in particular, what I like about this is it shows how the surface of the sun is, it's got that cooler plasma, of course, but it shows that it quickly heals, it quickly covers up that area where that separation has occurred. And I think that's pretty cool how quickly that happens. But yeah, so we have two M-class flares from region 3050. We have a prominence eruption from over here, and then we have a filament eruption right here. All in the past 24 hours. Beautiful lineup of events. Now, all data I'm looking at now so far shows that this activity is heading northward. Well, let's take a look at LASCO and see if it has any further information and details on this. Here's that earlier CME, that was a stealth one that doesn't appear it will be glancing us. It appears to be going too far westward. Then we had the one that's going to be up here. That appears to be westward as well, and that's from 3050. And let's see, so there's that. There's that one, and it doesn't have it. It's not updated up to the most recent, so that's okay. But we do have data on the stereo ahead core, which shows us a beautiful trajectory of this past activity as well. And this is of most recent 2053. So looking at 2053, just a quick glance, what has happened in the past couple of minutes? Oh, well, the past 3 hours. Helps if I know what time it is. All right, here we are. So yeah, I believe that is showing that event. That is about that right time frame. And not seeing any other activity. Okay, so let me pull up 304 and we'll do a quick summary. Okay, so in summary, we have two M-class flares that occurred at region 3050. The first one was a clean flare, no CME associated. The second one had a CME that did go from the event towards the westward direction, and there it is right there. You can see it as it ejects. So that right there, let's take another look at that. And we can see it right here. So we get two M-class flares, the clean one, and oh, it decided to reset anyways. Anyway, we'll wait till it comes back around. So region 3050, we get the two M-class flares. There's the, and yeah, that was the second one. So there it is. And we have here a prominence and a filament eruption. and we can see prominence eruption and filament eruption right here. You can see the dancing prominence just before it goes, and then there and there. So simultaneous events just about. And then prior, Deepquake was mentioning, we had a stealth CME that occurred from the coronal hole itself, which was very difficult to spot. It took me a while, but that actually came from this region right here, and it is going, it does have a northward push enough that it could impact Earth, but it's going too far westward from what I can tell on the SOHO imagery, so I do not expect a glancing blow from that event. And one more view from looking at 171. We can see the 2M class flares, and there's that ejection right there. And then we look at the two events here, prominence and filament eruption. And you can see how quickly the surface of the sun recovers from that shock wave that was exhumed. And you can see that cooler plasma, and that's why they're called coronal holes, because the atmosphere of the sun is clearer down to the surface of the sun where it is cooler. So therefore it usually looks darker on these extreme ultraviolet images. And then of course we did have that stealth CME that happened prior out of the coronal hole that was very, very difficult to discover. It was very well hidden. And of all of this, the only thing I don't have full analysis on yet are these two eruptions, and SOHO doesn't have their imagery updated. Let's see if I could pull up out of their database, their most recent image. Maybe that will have what I need. It was supposed to be summary, but you know it works. No, nothing yet. It's not updated quick enough, or early, recent enough. It's not recent enough. So we'll have to wait on that. But as of right now, it does appear to be mostly northward, based on the imagery we see from SDO and what we saw on GOES during the live. I don't imagine that either one of these are going to be impacting Earth, but that's not guaranteed. We'll see, of course, with more information from SOHO once it updates. Cheers and science on.